Hello. Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me. It's Sunny J. Welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up team. Shawn is not in today, unfortunately. So it is me. You'll have to suffer through with me. And I got my girl B Love with me here today. We are going to we are going to be I'm sorry. It is currently, let me start off with that. It is currently 26 minutes after the hour of 7. Give me a minute to get everything together here. It is currently Wednesday, December 14th. Yes, thank you. It's currently Wednesday, December 14th. We have a great show for you today. We want to stress to everyone to make sure that you follow us on all podcast platforms, The Shawn Harvey Morning Show, featuring the Wake Up team on Instagram, Shawn Harvey Morning Show. Primarily, we're showing on Facebook. You want to make sure that you join our group, you like and share. We're also on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, any place that you can get podcasts. We are on. Shout out to Comedy World Net, that we're broadcasting from there as well. It's Crystal and everybody out there in Vegas. We also want to let you guys know that we have our Comedy in Harlem tomorrow. So we will not be here tomorrow morning, but we will be setting up to go over there and it'll be a great time. There's definitely tickets still available. You guys can see us perform live in person. So we want to make sure you all get the opportunity to go and see us, especially if you missed us last time for my birthday show. We definitely want to make sure you get out there tomorrow for that. Also, starting off the new year, we're also going to be doing another live podcast taping. It is going to be at the House the Runway Presents Winter Getaway. We've been talking about it all month. We want to make sure you guys get out there. You can contact Marco at 973-262-2769. So make sure that you guys get in touch with him if you need any more information. Of course, you know, Steady J, I am here. I'm going to be giving you front page news to let you know what's going on locally, nationally, and globally, as well as front page news with Steady J, where I will let you know everything that's going on in Hollywood and entertainment news. So y'all make sure you stick around for that. It's going to be a fun show for you today. B Love, are you there? Good morning.
I'm here. Good morning. Good morning, chatties. Good morning, radio. Good morning, everyone. Hi, Sunny. Happy hump day.
Yes,
How are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm actually this week has went by for me super fast, and I think it's because I came back on Monday. The cold is, if you guys didn't know, I had left for the weekend to go to Miami, and now that I'm back, everything is just super cold. Have you ever like got back from a vacation or anywhere, and you're like a little mad that you're back?
Yes.
Yeah, cause
I know I see in the comments that you sound a little low, so you might want to adjust your volume a little bit in studio. I hear you on the phone, but everyone who's online is saying that you're a little bit low, so you may want to adjust that. Yes, Benny, let me tell you something. I think the hardest thing from coming back from anywhere is getting back to work. Like, I don't want to go back to work. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, you've been traveling a lot this year.
I know. I'm so excited. I say I'm. Hold on a second, guys. I'm trying. I don't know if I'm fixing the volume. Or I might just switch mics. Hold on a second. I
Okay.
I think that's what I'm gonna do because I don't know. I know how my mic works, but I don't. I
Use what you know, right?
I don't know what Shawn got going on over here. Can you guys hear me a little bit better now?
Is that better, guys?
Is that better for everyone or no? Let me
Let's
know.
see.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know
a
if it's
little bit
working.
lower. Let's see.
You guys let me know. Put a 1 in the chat room if I sound any better or not.
Yeah, that said better. That's better, Sonia
a,
said. Okay.
a little better?
Cool.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
I think the most of the reason why I'm getting upset is because it's so cold. So it was
Right.
like when I was getting ready this morning, I was like, oh, I'm upset. It's so cold. Because I usually turn the heat down a little bit like at night because I get too hot. So
Right.
so then when I wake up, it's just a little colder, but then, it's by the window and it's a lot. And I'm like, why is it so cold? Why don't I live in Miami? So I feel for anybody. And you're right. I have been traveling a lot. I've been really excited. With my job, I get a lot of flexibility. So I'm like, okay, let me go do some things. And it's actually towards the end of the year, it's just that so many people had, and some of them are my close friends. They had events that were just happening towards the end of the year. So I was like, well, if I can make them all, I'm gonna try. So next year, I think Panama will be my first big trip, maybe to kick off the year. So we'll see, because I'm still getting invited to places, and I'm like, if I can go, I'm gonna go. So yes, it's.
Absolutely. I love to travel. I've always been like, especially domestically. I don't know why. Like, I just love jumping state to state.
Mm,
And there's so much to see in other states. It's really funny. Like, when I travel, I like, oh, this is where this is. Like, you see all of these landmarks in movies, or when there's events, and then when you get there, you're like, oh, this is where such and so. So I always applaud traveling. So good for you. Get
yeah.
out wherever you can.
Yes, I definitely do want to do that. And that's what they say. What is it? When they say when you get your passport,
Mm-hmm.
then you usually end up going all these places.
Right.
And I got it last year, so yeah, I'm just
Now we
trying to
got to
keep
get
it
some
going.
stamps in the passport, Cindy.
Yes, definitely getting that. And next week we're going to be off. Actually, starting from this week on, I mean, from tomorrow, I believe on, we're going to be down for a little bit. Christmas is coming. So much stuff is going on. So we're probably not going to be in here. So you guys definitely want to mark your calendars with that going on. Um, Christmas decorating I know a lot of people have started Christmas decorating after Thanksgiving, but I wanted to ask if anybody, or at least they put their tree up. And I was listening to something the other day, and somebody said, if you don't have the lights up yet, then you should just forget the whole thing. Just don't do it. But you might still have time to put up your tree if you haven't. So I wanted to know where everybody is at as far as Christmas decorating. Is it already done? Has it been done? Or are you still trying to get stuff together?
Well, it's funny. And guys in the chat room, I don't know who has their tree up. You can let us know. I haven't done a Christmas tree in, I don't know, probably, well, I will say that probably for 10 years now, since my mom passed.
Oh, wow.
And I don't really celebrate holidays. Like, ever since my mom passed, nothing's ever really been the same. So,
Right.
and I know that sounds crazy, but um, I really am not like a tree person or anything like that. My
Okay.
mother would have had that tree up the day after Christmas, and my mom did a different color tree every year.
Oh, my
One year it was
goodness.
all pink, one year it was all blue. It was crazy. She was like obsessed. And so the other day I'm in Whole Foods and I see they have this little tiny tree. It's like a little kit. It's a little small tree with the stuff. And I'm like, should I just get it? And then I'm like, you don't really celebrate holidays. But here's my thing. If I want to put that tree up the day before Christmas, why am I being judged? It's my
Right.
tree. What do you mean if I don't have a tree up by now or the light is a wrap? I can put it up whatever I want to.
Right? Some people,
What's up with the tree pressure?
I know. And I think that that's what a lot of people get. They get the pressure from everybody else. Like, you're coming home from work, you're driving home, you're seeing all your neighbors have their lights out or they're stringing them up. So it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Like, I don't have anything done yet. And it's like every day you see more and more decorations. I guess there's pressure. But then there are people that leave up Christmas decorations all year long.
Right.
So,
Well,
so
that's just laziness, Emmy. I'm sorry. There's no other word for some
sometimes.
people who leave
Yeah.
Lazy.
I know 3 people that do that. And I don't know if it's lazy because they sometimes do decorate it like for different little holidays. And I know we've talked about this before, definitely for sure. People that do that. I think it could be a little bit of laziness, but is it still laziness if they're decorating it?
I mean,
If they're
well, no, if they're changing it out, that's different. But if you're telling me somebody has their Christmas decorations of all year long, that's just laziness. Like, dude, you just lighten it up every Christmas. Like, you're not even gonna take it down. I've been seeing the same light set for 20 years. Like, can we get a reindeer this year? A snowman? What's going on?
I know, but I'm kind of like you, B. I kind of don't want what was I saying? I'm not really, the more and more I get older, I'm really not into these holidays. Like, I'm so over Thanksgiving as well. That I'm just like, I just don't want the pressure of it all. But I still do it for my kids because I want I don't want them, it's not like we're Jehovah Witnesses or something. Where they're like, because I don't really have a reason. I'm just, I let my kids, they know how I feel about certain stuff, but I still want them to look back and have those memories of holidays, getting together with their cousins, getting together with family and decorating and all that other stuff. But I'm definitely let them know as time goes on, there's going to be less and less of this tree thing. But I do like the decorations.
I mean, are we even still telling our kids that Santa Claus is real? Like my granddaughter knows Santa Claus is not real. You know what I mean? Is it irresponsible of us to continue to pull up this fakeness in terms of because remember, we used to use Santa Claus. Well, our parents used Santa Claus to regulate.
Right,
but
right.
If you want to act up this year, that's okay. Because Santa, he only came up at the end of the year for the record. Because that's okay. Because Santa sees everything.
I know they weren't saying anything during June or July. They weren't like Santa's gonna know. None of that. It's only from maybe the middle of November to the end of December.
Santa sees everything. Are we still pulling this fallacy? We can even talk about parenting today in a couple of different ways because. Are we wrong for making them believe that some invisible man comes and does all of these wonderful things every year after I drop $5,000 on gifts? Kids today, now, before I think the most expensive gift on our list used to be like a ColecoVision or a Sega, a Genesis.
Right.
They have these VR headphones and these video games and they have of course you have to get the Apple Suite,
Right.
My granddaughter's getting the newest Apple phone, and I'm like, why? What's wrong with the phone she has? I'm just curious.
Right.
Are we too excessive? Is it even about them, or is it about us when we talk about Christmas, Sunny?
Well, I think that a lot of the time, too. Well, I mean, I still agree with if you want to. I feel like if you're going to celebrate Christmas, you got to do the whole Santa thing. Especially if the kids are little. I just, but if you don't want to do all that, then don't celebrate Christmas. Because it just kind of goes hand in hand, If you're going to celebrate Christmas and then, because I always feel like, that's part of American culture. And when you start telling your kids that's not real, and then they go to school telling other kids it's not real, listen, just, let it go along with everything, right?
You don't want to be the bad person who's ruining Christmas, right?
Right.
But that our kids are going to school and somebody's telling them, this Christmas crap ain't real. Again, these kids today are so different.
Yes.
And so they know there's no Santas. I don't know. It's kind of like.
And my kids are my kids are a little older too. They're 12 and 14. So we never really had the talk about Santa, Santa not being real. And sometimes I'll bring it up, my daughter the other day. I even forget. She asked me for something. I think it was some Ugg boots or something. And I was like, well, we'll see what Santa can do. And she was like, Mom. I was like, what? I was like, we'll see what Santa can do. So they definitely do know. But I love that they we'll keep it going. I don't think my kids are out there telling anybody that there's no Santa, but maybe they are. I hope they're not. I don't want to be the source of ruining somebody's Christmas. I haven't got any calls or anything, so hopefully they're out there, keeping hope alive for the other kids. But I like that they just kind of like segue and they just nobody just really talks about it anymore now.
Right. It's kind of, yeah, exactly. Even the whole going to see Santa thing. Do our kids even have these fantasies anymore? Everything now is so out there that it's like kids don't, they can't even be kids.
Right.
You know
So,
what I mean? And it goes again to our responsibility as parents. Do we shield them? Are we supposed to? How? When you know that everything is out in the public for everything to be seen,
right.
how do we protect our kids from what other people say? So,
Yeah, you
yeah,
really can. I had a just to like bring it to these kids or whatever. It's so hard because especially like when things are so popular. Like I know I had to take away my daughter. Me and my daughter have been in like this constant battle with like her cell phone, and I'm like, with what she has access to, what she's talking about, all these different things. And then it's like when it infuses with pop culture, it's a problem. Like I remember when I had went in my daughter's phone, and there was a group chat with like her and her friends, but one of her friends had named the group chat Sex in the City. And I was like, oh my God, like, what is going on here? And I'm like, she was like, I didn't do that. That was just the name of the group chat. And, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, now you have to have like these long drawn out conversations, but then it's like, that is like a TV show. You know what I'm saying? And the movie comes out, and it's supposed to be these women and they're living this high life and having fun and having sex and doing all this stuff. But when it's like when things like that are so just blatantly like part of the norm, you know what I'm saying? It makes it so hard to police things. So
right.
I just always try to just keep up the innocence as much as I can, but it's very, very hard. And then it's like you look at yourself because I'm like, what was I doing when I was 14? And I feel, or 12 or 10 or whatever. And I just like, I don't, I don't really remember, but I don't think it was this because like cell phones
No.
didn't even come out until what? Until I was like 15, 16, like when the Nokias and all that came out. So,
Yeah. We first of all, you can't say what were we doing. We were in a different era, and
right,
we were still kind of, even for you. And I know that you're a little younger. You were still raised in a certain era. Today, it kind of feels like it's a free for all. We were still sheltered. We were still protected. We were taught um, etiquette, manners, things to do and not do like every day. You know better than to do that. You don't go out there and embarrass me. You know what I'm saying? You don't go out there and make it look like you don't have any upbringing,
right,
that type of thing. And then, now it's like these kids have such a voice of independence where it's like, I'm going to do what I want to do,
yeah,
regardless of what you say and what you think.
yeah,
And on some hands, you respect it. And then on some hands, I'm just like, whoa,
right.
not really. Like, I was watching a meme with this comedian saying, who raised your kid? Like, why does your kid think he could call me Brenda? No.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah,
Who
and that's the new
raised
thing.
you? You know what I'm saying? Who raised you? As
Yes.
the parent is watching. So
Yes.
it's a lot.
Yeah, even with the bro thing. I'm like, I'm not your bro. Don't. Oh, I didn't mean it. Yeah. But it's like,
Right.
don't call me bro. She'll be like,
Bro.
bro, look at this. What? I am your mother. Don't call me bro. Don't use mommy bro in the same sentence. Don't use them interchangeably. None of that. Like, get that out of your mind. You got to know how to separate, because that's also when you're older, right? You can't go to your
Right.
boss calling him bro. You have to learn the code switch, okay? You got to learn when you're
Okay.
talking to your friends, when you're talking to people of authority, when you're talking to your parents, everything like that. It's almost like this
Exactly.
everybody's on the same level type thing, and
Exactly.
that's where I'm trying to break them out from. And I don't know if it's because people are having kids younger and and all that, but it's
I
crazy
don't
out
know
here.
what it is. I think there's so much exposure to everything. I also think, especially with the parenting today. Good morning, everyone in the chat room. We see you guys. Good morning.
Hey
Um,
y'all.
I think that there's so much allowance today. This gentle parenting thing, which we've talked about. It's so funny because I did a show after that young boy who killed his mom over the VR headset a couple of weeks ago.
Oh my gosh, yes, we talked
And
about
on
that.
the show, I'm like, so, my daughter happened to be in the live, and we laugh all the time because she does gentle parenting.
Mhm.
And I'm like, first of all, I don't even want to get into what the definition of that is, other than these kids are not getting these behinds beat the way that they should be,
Right.
and that's part of the problem. Now, I'm not a violent person, and I don't believe in beating children. In fact, I very rarely beat my own, but I always commanded a respect with my kids that let them know, uh-uh,
Right.
we're not doing that.
Right.
And so they've always maintained that in the times, because my kids have gotten caught up in this, a new millennial thinking. They tried to test me, and they got pushed right back over that line.
Right.
You don't cross this line ever, and you don't cross this line with your own father or anybody that I know that I love and care about,
Right.
ever. And
Right.
so they understand that. Today it doesn't feel like there's any boundaries because there's this gentle parenting. So there's this kid screaming at the top of his lungs, and there's the parent like, "Oh my, it's Billy, be quiet, Billy. If you don't shut the heck up, I'm about to take you into the bathroom and light you up some ways to Sunday. Chill out.
Right.
Watch
Right.
this iPad and relax yourself. Like watch Miss Rachel or somebody and chill out because."
Right.
There's none of that anymore. There's all this, trying to resolve it. You're a kid.
Right.
I don't have to resolve anything with you.
Right.
What I say goes, and you're gonna have to roll out. So again, very different parenting styles as we're dealing with kids. But then let me ask you this, and I'm gonna take this into some news that you talked about this week,
Mhm.
and we've been talking about, which is Sean Combs having a baby. Congratulations to him. I mean, I don't know how narcissistic you can be to name a whole kid after yourselves. Love Sean Combs. I can't with you, Sean
Right. I
Combs.
was like, I hope his daughter grows up and actually likes him. Like, I would hate for her to grow up and hate him, want to change her name and all that.
Right.
But
And
no, but go ahead.
and what she does, but then I look at the Nick Cannons of the world, right? And I don't know if you know, he was just recently hospitalized. He suffers from lupus,
Right.
which is a debilitating disease. And I said to myself, I said, wait a minute, I forgot this guy suffers from lupus, right?
Right.
He's making all of these kids, and lupus is a trait that I think can be inherited. Don't
Yes.
quote me on that. But
I
you
think
know you
so.
have something that could possibly be handed down.
Right.
So where on one hand I say with a Nick Cannon, do your thing, live your life. On the other hand, I say to myself, is there a lack of responsibility there? Like, here you are, someone who
Let me see if
has your own biological disorders. You're just pumping out kids who could possibly have the same thing, number one. Number two, how can you possibly give all of these kids the quality time that they need?
Right.
As a parent. I mean, I had 12 years before I had my third one, but I had two on my own, and I was like, oh my goodness, what is happening? What?
Right.
How do you handle 11 or 12 kids from different mothers with different needs? How do you do that? Is that irresponsible? I know we're switching, but we're talking about parenting. For everyone who's on the line, we just got to talk about parenting. And is it irresponsible on his part?
Well, I just looked up about lupus, and they said, the cause is unknown. However, it could be a complex interplay of genes, hormones, and environmental factors. So I think it's something that they're probably, studying and stuff like that. But I mean, I would say that it could be a possibility. Why not? Especially if, the genes are somewhere down the line. And I think I mean, everybody says that if you have, money, that you have the availability, but I do think that it is irresponsible just because we know how beneficial it is to have two full-time parents in the home.
Right.
And the fact that you can't do that. And Mariah Carey just came out with a thing. There was a report where Mariah Carey was saying that she wishes that Nick would spend more time with their twins. So,
Wow.
how is that happening? I could probably go into that. I think I have that story. I was reading it. How can you have that happening when, you know, creating all these kids when now, you have somebody speaking out about it. That's what I said. I was like, Nick Cannon can say whatever he want to say, but it's when them kids come out with them tell-all books when they 20 years old. And I will be reading. I will be getting every one of those books because I want to know the real deal. And when you get it from the kids' side, that's when you really find out what was really going on. Because your mom's going to act all happy. Your dad's going to act all happy. These kids are going to be talking about how they don't know their siblings and they wish they had more time and all that other stuff.
Well, but then it also goes back to kids' versions of what their version of a story is.
Right.
And I don't know, sometimes when you talk to your kid, I'm like, were we even in the same room when this event happened? Because your version is way off compared to mine. And,
Right.
So, when we talk about how kids perceive things, here you have these kids who have wealth. They have strong moms. Their moms obviously made a decision to be with someone that they knew was not going to be monogamous, was not going to be just with them.
Right.
And not only would not just be monogamous, but he would be having other children as well. So their moms agreed to that. So they have a strong foundation in that. But again, from a kid perspective, where's the responsibility of the parent? You know that you don't have a man who's not going to be there all the time.
Right.
And it goes back to, and we've talked about this too, families from back in the days that nobody talked about when men had whole other families.
Right.
This is out in the open.
Yeah. So it's like it's happening, but just like now out in the open.
And that's what I mean when we talk about parenting, when we look at our children, and this all started with Christmas.
Right.
I don't know if I need to tell you a Christmas dream, homie. Like, y'all know everything.
Right.
Y'all are telling me what to do.
Right. You know what's about to happen in a few days.
Exactly.
We gonna put these presents out, and it's gonna be what it is.
That's it.
Well,
Take it now, matter of fact. But I understand. I understand the whole concept, and all of it. But with the kid thing, it's just, I don't know. It just seems a little wild to me that our kids kind of just feel like they are our equal.
yeah.
And it's because we allow it.
Right.
So,
I know, and I think too, it's because, and that's how I think technically too that whole gentle parenting come up is because I don't know. I just feel like there was just so many people that had such. They perceive it as trauma growing up, with getting beatings, were told that they don't have a voice and da 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 da. That I think that as they when they grew up, they were like, why was it like that? And maybe I should. Sometimes I'm like half and half with the gentle parenting thing because I feel like sometimes we do treat children like property. And, they do have their own people. They're little people. They're not going to be sometimes just like you. And the things that might have worked for you might not work with them. And, they're going to be, and in the world that they're living in, they're going to perceive things differently. And, I don't know. Sometimes, because I think sometimes too, the instances that we see of gentle parenting aren't really the best instances, because I've seen people who do, it's more like just explaining to them like what's happening and
right.
why these things are happening and what they need to do, and try and give them a way to respond to that with how they feel. I mean, to be honest, I think it's more appropriate for like maybe school age and on. I don't think so much for like toddler age. I don't think it works because I don't think that they really understand what's going on.
Right.
So, but I feel like more for like school age and up, like letting them know things that are going on, how they feel about that, maybe why they did something. Do they, asking them more questions to explain how they're feeling. I think I do take that from gentle parenting, and I do think that it's something that people can use because I think that, it's good to get their perspective, right? Because also too, that's why we have all these instances of how did you think that happened when this is what happened, and it's because it's how they perceived. And sometimes when I ask my kids, well, why did you do that, or why did you think that, they be saying stuff that I didn't even think about, and I'm like,
Right.
oh, well, that wasn't even it, and I'm sorry. if that if that is what. And it also helps me sometimes to be more aware. Like I have started telling my kids, like, you know what, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. I'm just frustrated with other things going on throughout the day. I didn't mean to take it on you. Don't, I hope you feel okay. Like, I've started taking more of that, approach to like telling my kids, instead of just like snapping on them and then like, dealing with it later.
Right, exactly. Or just deal with it because you're the kid.
Yeah. So I think that those are certain things that I pull from it that have helped me. I feel like it makes me have a better connection with them, but who knows, because they still be doing their own thing, like their little stupid like that little stupid Sex in the City group chat, and then it's like, see, now I'm gonna have to take your phone, now I have to so
You have to go through exactly.
Right, but it's good. But I think it's good to keep the lines of communication open always. Don't shut your kids down, and definitely, look into what we're gonna get them for Christmas. All it is electronics now, so I'm actually kind of grateful for that because I don't really have to do that much shopping because a lot of the stuff they already have, right? They already have tablets, phones, and I don't know about anybody else, but I haven't seen any. I always complain about this. Well, especially for my friends that have younger kids. I don't see any, and it could be because I watch a lot of streaming services. I don't see any toy commercials anymore. Have you seen a commercial for a toy?
No.
Like, no board games, like Hasbro, where you at? Those like racing cars, no Play-Doh, like.
Exactly.
Where's all this stuff at? They're not doing ads for that?
No, they're trying to save a few pennies. They know that you guys are going out to buy this stuff. They're like, we don't have to advertise on that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is there like
somebody's gonna pick up some random Play-Doh gift, that's on sale on the way out of a store, and be like, oh, I can just throw this in the grab bag. So,
and listen, I used to love those like little bath toys that like the hair would change color when you would wet them and all these other stuff. So I'm like, do they still have those? And I go into the toy aisle and I'm like, I don't even know who these characters are, what's going on. So I don't know. Just guys, let us know if you see any toys. Like, remember, right, when we were coming up, it was like Beanie Babies, the Tickle Me Elmo, the Matchbox cars. Like, there was always like that item that you had to get.
Yes.
There's nothing.
Yes.
My kids are over here asking for Nike tech suits, Ugg boots, clothes. And I'm like, really? Jordans?
Well, they're older. Well, I mean, they don't even play with toys anymore, dog. The electronics has superseded all of that. I want to give a shout out to Lee Scott. Lee Scott, whose wife is Lee Claxton. Is it Clayton? Lee Clayton Scott the Fifth is supposed to be born today.
What?
We're talking about gentle parenting, guys. And then Lee goes, F that gentle parenting. My sister-in-law does that, and I was ready to put her and my nephew out. They came for like a week, and I was ready for them to go after the third day.
What, Lee said that?
Don't work.
What, Lee said that?
Yes, Lee Scott.
Lee, well, congratulations to you and April. Are you guys doing an induction, or is he just ready to come out? I know you said like she was having like high blood pressure and all that other stuff. So I hope.
Call in, Lee. Call in.
Yeah, call in. I hope that everything goes smoothly with the delivery, which I'm sure it will. And I know it's so funny, right? We're talking about parenting, and you over here about to become a daddy times two.
Yes.
So and what?
Kids in line, Lee Scott.
Yeah, Lee know all about keeping them kids in line on that bus. So,
Okay.
so he know exactly what to do when he's at home. So that should be good. Shout out to Lee and April. That's so
Yes.
exciting.
It is so exciting.
It is. I remember when I first, okay, when I gave birth to my daughter, my midwife told me to like stay at home as long as possible because she was like, when you get to the hospital, you're not gonna be able to eat. You're not gonna be able to like really like be comfortable. So she was like, just wait till you get there. So I waited a little too long because my hospital was like 40 minutes away. It was here
Okay.
down in Bethlehem, and I was coming from Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. So it was like probably about a 40-minute drive. So I was timing my contractions, and then the contractions were coming like, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes apart. And she was like, "You're still at home?" She was like, "Oh no, you need to get on the road
Wow.
to go to the hospital, right?" So I was like, "Okay." So we got in the car. We like started. Is it? And let me tell you, it seemed like as soon as we got in that car, the contractions started coming, right? Like back to back and very strong. So, but when I got to the hospital, whatever, had the labor. But like I was like out like the next day. Like I gave birth at like 2 in the morning, and I was out of there by like I don't know, maybe like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, like the next day. Like they didn't even keep me very long. So I was like, man, I was like, I'm so upset because, like, you know, they do like little stuff for you, like at the hospital and all this other stuff. So I was like, and I wasn't even in like a birthing room. Like the birthing room, like when I got a tour of the hospital, you know, when I did all that stuff or whatever, the birthing room was so nice. And I didn't even stay in a birthing room. They were like, "Oh, you're here, you're ready, blah blah blah," and I was in and out of there. I was in the birthing room for like 15 minutes, and then they just put me in a regular room and gave me all this stuff. I was breastfeeding, and they were like, "Okay, you know, you're ready to go. You're healing up great, blah blah." When I got pregnant with my son, I was as soon as I got a contraction, I was like, I want to go to the hospital because I wanted to spend as much time in the birthing room as possible. Is that weird? I don't know, but it was just really nice. And I just felt like
You are so funny.
I
I
felt
can't
like
wait
I
to
was just
experience.
yes, I felt like I was just in and out last time. So I was like, I want the full experience. I got to they did when the baby's born before a certain time, they let the parents like they bring you like this nice lunch. And it's like a candlelit thing or whatever, and they play music in the hospital when
Oh,
your
that's
baby is
nice.
born. Yeah, so I was like, I want to get all of that. So I did it. It was really fun. So I don't know about anybody else, but I like going to the hospital. Every time I've only had to be for my pregnancies and I think one time for like something else. I even forget. But I was like every time I go to the hospital, everybody's so nice and
Oh
like
my
nobody really
goodness.
bothers you. You could just lay there.
No, they come in every few hours and they check your blood pressure. It's like we don't want to make it too convenient for you. I'm like, I'm not trying. I guess I go to the New York hospital city, so that must be the difference. Over here, you get a few days, but they definitely like, here's your kid. Get to breastfeeding them. There's
And
no
get at
music. There's no candles. Get to work. That's what being a mother is.
yeah, so
We didn't have any candles or music. That sounds lovely, though.
it was so nice. But for my daughter, I didn't like really get everything. So I was like, oh, this second time around, I'll make sure I get everything that's owed to me. And so that's so funny. So that's so greatly. I hope April has a great experience over there. Is he still on the line or he left? I hope she has a great experience. I love hearing different people's birthing stories. I think it's such a exciting time because I really thought I was gonna die when I kept telling my mom if I die. She was like, "Can you stop saying that?" I was like, "Cause
Exactly.
nobody can describe the pain. Like nobody
Right.
really describes the pain right. I feel like,
Right.
and I was just like, I don't know what to expect, but if I die." She was like, "Don't say that anymore." So it's really funny. So
Oh,
everybody, make sure you
well,
send good vibes and happiness out to Lee and April. I hope everything goes
yeah,
good today.
absolutely. We're praying for you guys, and yeah, we can't wait to see your new little bundle.
Yes. Um, I'm going to. Excuse me. I'm gonna get into some Sunny says. I feel like I'm
Okay.
getting a stuffy nose. I'm so sorry, you guys. I don't know where it's coming from. It's probably my body. Like, oh, you're back in the cold.
It's probably like that 10-degree weather you're in.
Yes, it is so cold. And I know people
Yes.
hate when people say that when it's like you live in a cold place, but it's like, come on, it just happened so swiftly, I feel. Cuz the weather, it didn't give us any type of leeway. It was like 60 one week and then it just went straight to like 10 degrees.
And I think we had some in between weather. We just weren't paying attention because we were still thinking it was either too hot or too cold. But yeah, exactly.
Let's
Sunny
see.
news. Let's go.
Yes, Sunny says I have yesterday, a situation went viral. I don't know if y'all remember Lil Fizz from Lil
Love
Fizz.
and hip hop.
Yes, he was on Love and Hip Hop. He's from that group B2K. Well, supposedly he had a video that got leaked online showing butt, his butt, the inside of his butt. Can I say that on the air? Butthole
What?
was online, and his children's mom, Moniece Slaughter, was joking about it. And Lil Fizz has come out to say that that is not him. The B2K member was a trending topic this week and early Tuesday after close-up footage of his downstairs and butthole allegedly leaked online. Now the artist claims the photos are not of him, and he seems to be throwing blame on a woman, though he didn't specify who. He said, "This is just crazy. The levels these chicks will go to try and destroy and ruin you." He said, "Wow, unbelievable. Y'all have a happy holiday. That is not me." Moniece Slaughter, 17 hours ago, seemed to play along with the narrative that the images are of the B2K singer. She poked fun at losing she poked fun at losing her street cred and hottie status over the leak, but claimed she was keeping cute. She said, "So look, I was at home minding my business, working, I still am, and I woke up and my hood neighbor's hottie, and now I'm about to go to sleep as a holy neighbor's baby mama." She said, "I feel like I'm stuck in the project version of Cinderella. Man, life comes at you fast. Stay dangerous, ladies." When someone pointed out that they knew she was going to roast him, she offered a keep it cute line. She revealed she and Little Fizz are in a great place, that this bit of news, that that bit is news because the former couple maintained a turbulent relationship for years, including their co-parenting. Moniece and Lil Fizz were always going back and forth at it. But
Yeah.
I went on Twitter as soon as I seen this commotion, and I don't know if it's his, but when I'm reading the comments, it's from an OnlyFans page that is linked to his account. So,
What? So you
yeah.
think there's a hustle there with just trying to promote OnlyFans on the low?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he did leak it, but he didn't like the attention it got. So now he's trying to say that it wasn't him. Because for real, you're going to come out after it's been going on for 2 days to be like, no, that's not me. I think, but I mean,
I mean, first of all, what is wrong with people? Like, what do you get out of exposing someone like that?
yeah, like
You
if
know
it
what I
was a
mean?
girl that leaked it.
Why would you do something like that? This is why we have to be more cautious about who we, let in our world.
Right. And even if it was a vengeful female, like, I feel like you're a celebrity. You should, like, I want to
Be
know.
more discerning. Just be more discerning.
Right.
I just don't,
And like,
I don't understand.
or I don't know how they have these, like, obviously, especially if she's, okay, because you say it's a woman trying to take advantage of you or try to do something to you or whatever. So even if she had this opportunity, why are you, because like even the thing that happened with Kevin Hart, where the woman was filming them having sex, like when these things happen, I would have somebody at the door with a pen and paper and a little plastic baggie for your phone, and you're getting patted down. Like, you're not coming in here with a phone.
Right.
So I don't know where all this looseness is coming from, as far as them doing these sexual things and people with phones in their vicinity. Right now, I'm gonna say, Little Fizz, that is your butt online, and
Oh, wow.
we're tired of seeing it. Take it down.
Oh, my God. Is it pale and small? Because he's a little thing.
Yeah, it's just like I didn't see the part where they had his. I don't even know if I can say that, like his member. I don't know, but I saw the butt part, and it looked kind of it. I don't know if it's like his skin color. I don't know. I need to see Lil Fizz again because it did look a little dark. It did look a
Look a
little
little
darker
what?
than his skin tone.
Because he's very like skin.
Yeah, he
So
is. So I was like, it could be sketchy if it's really his butt or not. But if you guys want to go check it
there.
out.
I was gonna say if I have absolutely nothing to do today, if you happen to cross my mind, I may check out whether that's your butt or not.
Go on Twitter. And that was what was more funny that people kept saying, I was just minding my business and I come online to see Lil Fizz's butt. And it's like, you literally had to go find it. It's not like it's on the shade room or anything like that. So we'll
Right.
see. I'll be I'll be following this and see if any other photos get leaked. But I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
That is hilarious. It
Yeah.
is. Keep your pants up or put those phones. It's true. I think we allow so much. I don't know. People get excited by being videotaped.
Yeah, some people do like that too. Like, listen,
I get more turned down by the fact that it may get released. I'm like, I don't want to be that person.
yeah, like if I'm in the bed with somebody and they like pull out a phone, no, that's not happening for me. I don't care how well I know you. Like, no, put your phone away.
How do you handle that, guys in the chat room? Let us know too. Like, how do you handle when you're dating and someone always has their phone? Or like, even to the point, is it a concern when you're getting
What,
to the limit that you're being videotaped?
like when they pull it out, like in the moment? Because I've had that happen, right? And I was like,
Really?
whoa, no, what are you doing, right? And they were like, no, they want to have it for later. And I'm like,
What?
what's
You weren't even
later?
ask my permission?
Right. You just whipping it out like, oh, fine, blah, blah, blah. Like at least the person that was talking to me, they were trying to make it seem like I was acting like a prude or something like that. But I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. And I'm not doing that. So take it off, take it down, blah, 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 whatever you're going to do. But I feel like, because I've heard it happen to other people too, I feel like they feel like very cavalier about it. But let me pull out a phone when I'm doing something with you. And I don't think very many guys would like it. I feel like they
Right.
think that, and it might be that porn mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, they handing out, penis pics like Hallmark cards now. So men have no problem with being videotaped. They have no problem showing their parts. I'm like, you could have kept this.
But I think it's them themselves. I think that if a woman were to videotape them doing it, they wouldn't feel as great.
No,
I don't know.
I mean, again, I think it depends on the man, because to them, I think they think they're just so. Men can get away with stuff like that. Women are looked at in a poor light, but if a man has a video come out, they're looking at his member.
Yeah.
They're not even caring about the movie. They just want to see the size of it.
Right.
And it's like, it's such a double standard.
It,
Because if I am intimate with my man, my husband, and somebody, and we decide to videotape that. Now, why you would want to go back and see that is beyond me anyway. I want to move on to the next one.
Right. Because I've seen that. Like, why are you going back and looking at it? And do you even really do that? You're sending it to your group chat. I don't have that much trust in people. Because that's what they do. They go send it to their group chat. They're going to tell somebody. Or, something happens. You got, or especially like, you have to worry about what, like right now you might not be doing anything, but what in the future you decide to run for a political office or you decide to do something great, you got to worry about this person with this footage. And if they're gonna keep it to themselves or it gets leaked somewhere, somebody stole my phone, I just stay out of all of that. If you don't want it to show up anyplace else, just don't do it. And yeah, tell us in the chat room, has that ever happened to you? Whether boyfriend, girlfriend, one night stand, anything, somebody pulling out a phone. How are you handling that? Have you ever had somebody say, no, I'm not deleting it?
Do you like to get videotaped?
Yeah. Do y'all like to get...
People enjoy it like a mirror. You know what I'm saying?
No.
It could be a thing.
I don't want to see none of that. I barely want to see. We were talking about this yesterday. I barely want to see myself in a picture. Definitely don't want to see myself doing that later. No.
Oh, exactly. I don't want to do. I don't want to. I don't rewind. Let's go forward, please.
Right. It's probably. Ugh. I don't even want to think about what that looks like. No. Um. Speaking about Love Sean Combs, I am so sorry for Carisha. She is going through it online. Yesterday I was talking to you about how DJ Academics was trolling her about, not having a baby. Last night she was getting trolled by this other girl that supposedly dated Diddy. Her name was Gina. Gina Hyun. I don't know her last name, but she's Asian, and Carisha was just, she was coming at her. Carisha started coming at her. It was this whole Twitter beef about not having a baby by him. And I don't know if Young Miami has a baby. I don't know if it's her or her friend. I think maybe her rapping
I think
partner.
it's her friend. I don't think she has a baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she doesn't. So she was coming under heavy attack the other day. Diddy took to social media to seemingly defend her, but to also basically, say what he can about her. He said, he has been, I'm sorry, Diddy has been pretty quiet since he shocked the world with his daddy of 7 News. He said, we've seen him retweeting and interviewing, liking tweets about his tequila brand and sharing his usual motivational messages. But Diddy was social media silent when the rapper I'm sorry. But he was media silent when academics and online users overdubbed his side chick. Finally, more than 24 hours after Miami and academics traded insults, accusations, and petty promo, Brother Love decided to address the critics, namely the side chick one. He said, Young Miami is not my side chick. Never has been, never will be. She's very important and special to me, and I don't play about my shorty wop. I don't discuss things on the internet, and I will not start today. So think what you want, but know that if you do something to hurt mine, I'm going to come to your house and we're going to talk about it like human beings. And that was his follow-up tweet to the initial one.
That's a threat.
Right? Young Miami seemingly responded to Diddy's tweet with a screenshot of Birdman telling the Breakfast Club host to put some respect on his name. She tweeted that, and she put that out there. I mean, I think, and then they also had Diddy pictured with another woman, Shantia something. She's from Instagram. I mean, I think that it's nice that he said something for people coming at Carisha, but I just think he should have just left it alone, because you make, like, what is a shorty wop? Like, what is that? Like, what what are you actually doing and saying? And I feel like this is what you did with Cassie, and that's why she left your ass and went, and now she's married, she has 2 kids, living a great life. I feel like if you're gonna have this harem, okay, just because you're mainly the reason why she's getting all this attention, negatively from people in the press. I feel like, or maybe too because of her, because she, fangirls so much over him.
Right.
And he's seemingly just keeping it pushing. But I think that, he's just sending a lot of mixed messages, and I just don't like the way that he's moving. Especially, like, you have 3, now 4 daughters, and it seems like you don't show nobody any type of respect. Like, you say you want to spread love and do all this other stuff, but I think there comes, like, a little just responsibility that comes with that. Like, what are you trying to show your kids? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I guess you don't
He's
care.
showing them what he always has, which is he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And and that's what he does, and that's what he's always done, and this is no different.
Yeah.
They have an open relationship. They both have spoken about it, and this to me is a situation where she has decided, for as long as she decides to take it, where she's decided to just settle
Right.
is Diddy, and they clearly have something special.
Right.
So it's not like it's just like you can see it, but he's not that kind of guy.
Right.
And if he is that kind of guy, he's not there yet.
Right.
And she understands that. So her thing is she's trying to hang in there for the long haul.
Right.
That's what she's trying. She's like, I may be the one that winds up with him. I may be the one, down the line that may get the Hugh Hefner situation.
Mm-mm.
You know what I
That
mean?
situation was a
We'll
mess
just
as
wait
well.
it out. Hugh Hefner was half dead.
Right, right. Let me just wait it out. Well, I hope she's getting everything she needs because, and I think she should just leave it alone. I feel like she suffers from the same thing like Cardi B does. Like, people can say stuff online, but she just can't let it go. Like, she has
Right.
to, like, attack back at it. Like, girl, just leave it alone. You know they're going to keep saying stuff about you and him. So,
Exactly.
good luck to her. I guess I'm going to be on Twitter later. Do you have Twitter? I love going on there and seeing all the drama that's going on. So, you guys, look out for that. Uh, d-
Twitter is a little complex for me. I usually stick to Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
all the best stuff is on Twitter. I know. I'm learning slowly. Demetrius Lil Meech Flannery, he is arrested again over firearm and airport luggage. If you guys know, I reported on this a little bit back. He was arrested earlier in the year for stealing Richard Mille watches. Like, he didn't fully pay for it and then was trying to resell it to somebody else. So he got, I think he got hit with like some type of fraud charges with that. But he is currently in custody. According to TMZ, authorities detained Meech at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport after they allegedly found a gun in his luggage. The outlet reports that authorities specifically found a Glock 19 in his carry-on bag, which was accompanied by a 15-round magazine. He also reportedly didn't have a carry permit. Officers with the Broward County Sheriff's Office were ultimately called to the scene, and they took Meech into custody. Um, Once, and if you guys know, if you watch that show, he's part of the show called BMF.
BMF.
Right, that's on
Yes.
Stars. Now, when he first got arrested, 50 Cent, being one of BMF's executive producers, did address it on social media. Um, he had, joked it off. 50 Cent also took the opportunity to promote the series as its second season will begin airing on Stars in early 2023. So, as fans digest the news, they can also begin to gear up for the return of Black Mafia Fridays. Um, I don't know what's going on with this kid, but he has a bright future ahead of him, and he keeps
Yeah.
getting in trouble for little stupid stuff. I feel like it's that when pastors' kids,
Mhm.
they're known as, not the ones walking the right path and not as righteous, right? And I feel like he has this father who's a gangster and is in jail. And I feel like, why, I feel like he's trying to carry on that image or just do things that are not, on the straight and narrow. And I feel like, what is that about? Why do you need a Glock and 15 rounds on you? What are you
Of
doing?
protection. There's a lot going on out here. I know it's going to sound crazy, but there's a lot going on out here with a lot of different people. Look at the world his dad not only comes from or created, because Meech created that whole, you know what I'm saying, thing over there,
Right.
and think that you're safe and protected. You're not. He's not. He never will be. He will always live his life kind of with one foot in fear. So because he doesn't feel, because he doesn't feel safe, he carries a weapon. And it's unfortunate because my thing is, first of all, you can carry it in most states. Just do the proper thing. Have a permit. You know what I'm saying? Find out what the gun laws are when you're traveling and what you need to do if
Right.
that's what it is that you feel. So you
Right.
don't find yourself in these situations. Now you've wasted time and money. Now you have to come back and fight a case. Like, you know what I mean? It's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, it is stupid. I don't understand it. I'm like, just chill out where you're at, bro. And but
Thanks for the stars, ladies. Thanks for the stars, guys. They activated a stars party. So if you
oh,
guys want to
not a
send some stars,
stars
pump they
party.
stars for the ladies.
Yes, we really
Pump they
appreciate
stars
it.
for the ladies. Pump they stars for the ladies. Pump they
Yes, we are.
stars for the ladies.
That's right, B. That's right. Get some stars for us out here working. No, we appreciate it.
Yes,
Um,
thank you so much.
the trial with. Oh no, I'm sorry. The trial with Megan the Stallion is still it's ongoing. Yesterday she did testify in court
Yes.
about what transpired between that night, and I'm pulling it up for you. Just give me 1 second. I'm sorry. She took the stand as a witness for the prosecution during the assault trial of singer Tory Lanez in Los Angeles Superior Court. I wish this was being televised. I feel like it should be because everybody's been wanting to know.
I know. And that's the first thing I thought to myself yesterday. I was like, when I saw that it was happening, I was like, where can I watch this? Because usually court TV, they're usually recording it.
Right.
Um, I didn't. I went online, but I didn't really see anything. So
Yeah, I don't think they're televising it, but there are reporters allowed, so there have been little bits and pieces coming out.
right.
As the key witness for the prosecution, the Houston rapper, whose real name is Megan Pete, describes her account on the night of July 12th, saying on record that the assault was the result of an argument she had with Lanez, whose real name is Daystar Peterson, and Kelsey Harris, her former best friend, while driving home from a Hollywood Hills pool party. Now, wearing her outfit, they're talking about her outfit. She was wearing a purple suit, red bottom, black stilettos, and a black bob hairstyle. She actually did look really cute.
She did.
She testified that the shooting and its aftermath have impacted her health, both physically and mentally. She said, I can't even be happy. She said, I can't hold conversations with people for a long time. I don't feel like I want to be on this earth. I wish he would have just shot and killed me if I knew I would have to go through this torture. Very powerful statement. She also recounted that she and Peterson had an intimate but not exclusive relationship in 2020, one that Harris did not know about at the time. That's her best friend, Kelsey.
Okay.
Megan knew that Kelsey had a crush on Tori, so she hid the relationship. When asked specifically why she had not previously revealed the nature of her relationship with Kelsey, Megan said that she was embarrassed because it's disgusting at this point. How can I share my body with someone who could do this to me? The fight in the vehicle started when Kelsey hinted at the. Oh no, I'm sorry. Because they have all their names, their last names. I'm sorry, Kelsey Harris. She recounted that she and Tory Lanez had an intimate. I said that already. Um, Megan knew that Kelsey had a crush on Tori, so she hid the relationship. The fight in the vehicle started when Tory Lanez hinted at the relationship to Kelsey and then tried to pit the two women against each other, calling them bitches and hoes in the car. Megan testified that after exiting the vehicle for a second time on the drive home, Tory Lanez shouted at her, dance bitch, and then fired 5 shots at her from the passenger side, striking her in the feet. She said, I felt shocked. I felt hurt. I wasn't sure if this was really happening. I looked at my feet. I saw the blood, and then I fell to the ground. When they were asked about why she keeps changing her story to police the night of the shooting, from stepping on glass to allegedly being shot, she said, I didn't feel safe in the car. I don't feel safe with the police. She said she said that she originally didn't call the police because America was in a heightened state of police brutality and all of that. She didn't feel safe with the police coming to this scene. And she said how mostly women aren't heard when they speak out and all this other stuff. So definitely she just She also shared about her contact with him after that night, saying that he continued to contact her following the shooting to apologize. He said he would give her $1 million if she didn't say anything because he is currently on probation. Um, and, she basically just blocked him and, started to deal with this case. He is facing 3 felony charges: assault with a semi automatic firearm, possession of a concealed, unregistered firearm. If convicted, he could face up to 22 years in prison or possible deportation back to Canada. And her best friend, Kelsey Harris, she's set to stand. She's being called to the witness stand by the prosecution today in court. So I'm sure we'll have more information following that. I know this has been a big thing that's been following on social media, calling Megan a liar, and I think that's where a lot of her pent up feelings about this are coming from, because she
Yep.
basically had to just keep defending herself online that she did get shot, and then people are saying, "Oh no, that was just glass. She wasn't really shot." So I don't know. I don't know why somebody would lie about that. I mean, I'm sure she would have said, like, if you didn't pull out a gun and shoot me or say that to me. Maybe she doesn't really know what's in her foot, but she went to the hospital and they told her what it was. So obviously something happened. That's how I feel about
Yeah.
it.
For sure something happened, and it happened probably something very similar to that. When you're drinking, and a lot of them do drugs. I don't want to make any assumptions, but he's admittedly was drunk. Um, you're in this heightened state, and these people are out here power tripping.
Yeah.
And it was just it's young money, ignorance, alcohol, drugs, beautiful women. It's a whole telenovela. It's ridiculous.
I know.
It's
I
so
want to hear
sad.
more. And it's even more shocking that it was to me, at Kylie Jenner's house. Because I was like, they hanging out with Kylie? Like, and Kylie is set to come to court and testify as well. So I'm definitely going to be following that. It seems like she was just trying to have like a nice, like, chill party at night. But
With a couple of thousand people. I mean, what could go wrong?
right, right, right. So, hopefully we get to the bottom of this. I think Meg is gonna come out on top, vindicated that she wasn't lying. So we'll
Right.
see. I don't like people saying that she's lying and all this other stuff, because I like Megan the Stallion. I'm. Well, were you gonna say something?
No, I like her too, and I hope that she gets her vindication, because at the end of the day, like you said, we always have to defend ourselves more
Yes.
when in these situations. So, good luck, Megan.
Good luck to you, girl. We're gonna be following you.
Yes.
Um, Emory Healthcare. This is a situation that came up. There's this new trend online
Hmm.
that couples have been doing. I don't know if people might have seen it. It's called it's called the Ick Challenge. So you're supposed to say things about your partner or your friend or whatever that bother you. Things that they do that you're bothered by.
Okay.
Right? So it's like, I would be like, my ick with whoever, with Shawn, is, he's always leaving the toilet up in the bathroom, right?
Right.
So they like go back and forth at each other with these things. Now, some nurses at Emory Hospital have went viral and have gotten fired, um, for doing a viral video of their former employees of their I'm sorry. Emory Healthcare reacts to viral video of their former employees describing icks in maternity patients. So I guess these were nurses in the maternity ward, and they were saying what their ick is about when some women come to the maternity ward. Um,
Mm.
and Emory Healthcare has said that we are aware of a TikTok video that included disrespectful and unprofessional comments about maternity patients at Emory University Hospital downtown. I'm sorry, in Midtown. We have investigated the situation and taken appropriate actions with the former employees responsible for the video. Oh, I thought this had the piece of the video in it. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm going to play it. These former nurses, they recorded themselves talking about their labor and delivery icks. Let me see. I'm going to play it and see how you guys feel about it.
Talking about, can I take a shower and eat?
My ick is when you ask me how much the baby weighs, and it is still in your hands. Dad comes outside and asks for a paternity test right outside the room door. Saying you don't want any pain medicine, no epidural, but you are at an 8 out of 10 pain with just a Cervidil, and you're still closed, fingertip. Well, we've already told you to push the call light, but every 5 minutes, your family member coming at the front desk asking for something else. Excuse me, can I have a blanket? Another ick, when you're going room to room between one baby mama and your other baby mama. Oh, no. Ick. It's the unlimited trips to the nurse's station for me.
So, I mean, to me, I don't know. I wouldn't be offended by that. But
I'm not offended by that either.
I mean, I'm not offended by it, and they didn't use any personal information. They didn't put anybody's face in. They didn't really do anything except what they don't like sometimes about their job. Now, when I've seen comments on videos like this with nurses, and the comments are more of like, "Oh, are these people getting care because you're just making videos? Oh, are you doing, this is what we're paying healthcare for, to be making videos?" And I think that it's like, come on, we all have downtime at our jobs, or don't we all, do what we need to do? I think that I don't know, I'm just kind of upset because I feel like this culture is just, don't we all like say what we hate about our job? Like, I don't think that they said anything that I think it's funny. But I guess some people are just a little bit more sensitive and feel like they shouldn't have done that. I don't think that they deserve to be fired for it unless they were doing something they're not supposed to do. I don't know. I guess maybe this hospital has some type of social media policy, because that's what Shawn gonna say. Why are you on the social media when you're supposed to be at the job doing your job?
I kind of agree. I'm sitting here like, well, first of all, one of the things that they talk about is how emergency rooms are full. I know an emergency room stay can be hours. And it's like, what are you doing? Are my results not getting, updated because you're too busy TikToking? Are you too busy talking about your ick? Because I want to get the heck out of here. That's one of my icks. I want to get out of here. But nobody gives a rat's behind about that. So my whole thing is, if we're going to,
right.
To work. But to your point, there are downtimes where, you do have those opportunities in between, so I can understand them doing it. But, yeah, I'm with Shawn. I'm like, put the social media down. Get to work.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Get to work.
Yeah, I think that was more of it too. Like, they were they were all working definitely on the clock. They got their badges on. They got their masks on. I mean, they look like they were, looking how they're supposed to look. But I guess.
I mean, is it stealing? Like, it's so funny. Like, is it stealing if I have nothing to do, if I have no work to do, and I just decide to put Netflix on and just watch a little something while I'm killing time at work? Is it stealing?
Right.
I think that's what it kind of comes down to. It's like, now, is everybody, because they can be like, well, we get a 30-minute break. Everybody's on a break at the same time. That's not possible.
Right.
So it's one of those things, like, just get to work.
Yeah.
Stop the shenanigans. There's people dying. There's people in pain. There's people waiting for Tylenol. There's people waiting to go pee. There's people who have needs. It's a hospital, especially in a maternity ward. You should not have any time for the shenanigans.
Right. B's like, I am not here for it. No, get off this phone. I enjoy the nurse TikToks because they're funny, because people be up in there just wilding. Or do you know he's really popular? He's an Asian guy, and I forget his name, but he's always talking about what to do when you get to the ER, and he talks like this. I don't know if you've ever seen him, but he's really funny. I don't see anybody coming down on him, but maybe it's because he be in his house most of the time. He be in his house, like, dressed up in his scrubs, talking about what people need to do, about why they do what they do when they come into the office.
same way we do every morning watching this show.
Yes. Yes.
Love
If
it.
your
I
job
love
just
it.
came in here, if your job came and see you listening to this show, I know stealing company time. I hate that. I hate when people used to say that. This would be like, please.
I know it's crazy, especially since there's times we give back so much. I know I usually just eat at my desk, or I just want to work.
Right.
I just want to get the day knocked out and just
Right. I wish
finish up my day.
when we were at our jobs, we could, if you're done all your work, you could just leave.
You know,
Right. I think that would.
exactly, that would be awesome.
Right.
I'm all done.
Right.
Okay, you can. That's the funny part. You can leave. You just won't get paid.
Right. I know it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous out here, people. A Phoenix cop is being investigated for making and distributing porn as Rico Blaze while on duty. And he said, I create art and he put an eggplant emoji, is the pen. A Phoenix police officer is being investigated. Officer Christian Goggins, 30 years old, has been allegedly posting adult videos starring himself to a public Twitter page under the name Rico Blaze. The account has since been changed to private, blocking accessing to its content without the user's permission. He's a native of Ohio and allegedly started producing porn content in 2019, which was a year before he joined the Phoenix police force. He's been reportedly traveling regularly between Phoenix and Las Vegas while on home assignment, where he produced and starred in extremely graphic adult videos. The Phoenix Police Department confirmed that Goggins is the subject of an open internal investigation. He was on home duty. What is home duty? And you're a cop.
You work from home, right? What do you do there?
Come on.
You create more porn. You create more content.
Right. Like, what type of work was he getting at home, Phoenix Police Department?
Oh my goodness.
He was on home duty prior to the start of the investigation for unrelated and non-disciplinary reasons. Okay. But you disciplined him by putting his ass at home.
Right. With pay, probably.
Right. As of Tuesday, Phoenix police did not immediately respond for comment. So I guess they're looking into him to see what he's doing. Rico Blaze. Maybe you guys can find some of this on Twitter. If you want.
Oh my goodness.
Do you think they're gonna fire him?
Just don't do it on the company laptop.
I don't know.
I want to be on home leave with homeboy over there.
I don't know what's going on in this world today. People are more and more trying to find ways to make money outside of their job. So, good luck to him.
Why not?
He's like, I'm not gonna say anything. Get your coins. Just don't do it on company time.
You know? Be like, Cindy, get your boy. Boy, Cindy. You're about to get caught.
No. None of that anymore.
Oh my goodness.
Lawmakers, though, are unveiling a bipartisan bill to ban TikTok nationwide. This is very disturbing for me. Right? A group of lawmakers in the House and Senate introduced legislation yesterday that would ban TikTok in the U.S., following warnings from the FBI director and cybersecurity experts who have said China could use the social media platform for spying. But spying on what? That's what I don't understand.
Make terrible dishes. Have you seen some of those cooking videos on TikTok?
Oh my God.
Honestly, I think they just want to, and they are accomplishing the mission. Dumb us down.
Right.
Just keep us not paying attention to anything important, and I listen. I put myself in social media rehab a couple of months ago. It was really bad. I was in first thing in the morning. I wake up. Good morning, TikTok. Good morning, Instagram. Good morning, Facebook. And then all during the day, I'm chatting polyamorously with all three of them.
Not polyamorously.
we all understand each other. Like, they all know that they all get their own time.
Right.
I all watch my own different content on them. They all get it, and it's perfectly fine. And it became like this obsessive thing all day. I became that person with their phone and with their head in the phone, walking everywhere.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's scary because it's like at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're looking for some good content. I'm like, what? Nobody's talking about anything.
Right. You're like, what's going?
Cracking a joke right now.
But that's why I think TikTok is. I think it's the most addictive out of all of them because you really don't have to read anything. You could just look at the videos.
Right.
Just keep looking at videos. So it's just like a never ending. You never get to the end of it because like sometimes on Facebook. It'll be like you've gotten to the end of your feed, or like you have to refresh it to see if anybody posted anything new.
Right.
Same for Instagram. Like you can kind of get to like the bottom of your feed. Like, you know, it might take a minute, especially if you haven't been on for a couple days. But TikTok,
Right.
it's never ending. And there's no like end of the feed. So it's crazy. But the bill would protect Americans by blocking and prohibiting all transactions from any social media company in or under the influence of China, Russia, and several other foreign countries of concern. The legislation is sponsored by Senator Mark Rubio in Florida, with a companion measure introduced in the House of Representatives. Mike Gallagher from Wisconsin and Raja Krishnamurthy from Illinois. The lawmakers said the bill aims to protect Americans from foreign adversaries who might use certain social media to surveil Americans, learn sensitive data about them, and spread influence campaigns or propaganda. Under the measure, the president could impose sanctions on TikTok and other social media companies to prevent commercial operation in the U.S. With Congress in session for only a few more days this year, the bill is unlikely to be considered in either chamber, but it could be reintroduced next year when its prospects in the House would be higher under a Republican majority. Under a Republican, right, majority. So I guess we're going to see what they
I
do.
mean, TikTok is from China, so it's like if you're that worried about it, why not create our own platform and move over that? Something. I mean, I'm sure there's other stuff out there that we just haven't really. I haven't tapped into.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure there's going to be something following soon. And I agree. From what I understand with TikTok and what I've read, is that China, the content on their TikTok is not like the content on our TikTok.
Right.
Our TikTok has like again, there's some really silly, ridiculous stuff on there that I just don't understand, like that crate challenge situation.
Oh yeah.
Where people were hurting themselves. I'm like, why? And
Right.
they still are. I just don't happen to watch those types of videos.
Right.
But it's almost like why is our content not filtered to be more educational and that grows us? Here's the thing, it does.
Right.
What are we searching for, and what are we looking to get entertained by?
But my whole thing is you so worried about China and other countries infiltrating and spying on Americans and all this other stuff. But all of our stuff is imported.
Right.
What about you don't think if the Chinese wanted to surveil Americans, all the lights and stupid lamps and other little things that we buy from China, what if they got like little microphones in there? What if they have little you know what I mean?
Right.
You can't
Right.
import all of our stuff from China and then say, "Oh, well, there's the social media, they're surveilling us." Like I don't understand the correlation. And if there's such
But
a huge threat like that, then take away everything we get from over there.
I agree. Well, I think it's also two different lanes when we're talking about it because social media drives a lot of things. And Godfather said something too. Those politicians want to stop TikTok. It's rumored that that's how they lost the election. TikTok drives a lot of information quickly.
Right.
And so when it comes to these elections and it comes to what's going on with politics today, that's where they have a leverage because they're sharing information quickly. And here's the even better part about TikTok is that nobody even cares if the information is accurate or not. It
Right.
just has to make them feel some way in order for them to go ahead and push it forward to somebody else or to a lot of somebody else's.
Right.
So it's dangerous from that perspective because it's like it's unfiltered information that people are not only watching but they're sharing as well, and
Right.
it's information that allows from a politician perspective. that could be good or bad.
Yeah. Well,
So I can understand all of those points. I'm just like, if you're that concerned, get rid of it altogether. The one thing that we can do in no time is create a platform.
right.
You can create a new platform, make it what you want. There's stuff for education, there's stuff for creative artists, because that's how TikTok started. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be for creative artists,
Right.
like an Etsy type of situation.
Right.
And then it just became, this other stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, I would have some withdrawal from that process. I would just have to let you know there would have to be a withdrawal
Did you
process.
see there's an app on there's an app on your TV now for TikTok. I haven't downloaded it yet.
Oh wow.
But I want to see how that works. Does anybody have that? I think it just will play videos from your feed on the TV till it's done.
Well, yeah, I guess you could just do it on your TV, but then that goes back to the conspiracy of them spying on us. Like all of these TVs have built-in cameras now. Well, a lot of them do. Let me say that.
Right.
Some people have out external cameras, but a lot of those, they can listen. I don't know. It's very scary, and I don't want to live my life that way. I don't even really watch TV. My TV doesn't even go on. I usually just watch whatever I want from my phone,
Right.
or even from my iPad. Um, but yeah, it feels like, and I say this. The other day I was looking for glasses because I have to start wearing glasses for a little while. And I was looking for glasses, and I promise you, and I was on the computer, and I promise you, as soon as I turned the computer off, I went on Instagram. What's the first thing I see? The eyeglass company that I was just looking at on the internet,
Oh my goodness.
on
Yeah.
Instagram, in YouTube. I'm like, what the hell? I was on my computer, and I was looking up eyeglasses, and all of a sudden, now they're all over my feed. Like, yeah, we know that you were looking at this. Don't forget about it. Yeah, come back and buy these glasses.
But you know what's so funny is that and there's a setting you have to go into, like, I can send it to you if you want. You have
Yeah,
to it's like it's in your Google, and then it's also in like your Apple Safari. It's the settings, because how all the sites now too, they're using cookies and all that other stuff, which tracks your information across where you
yeah.
go. So there's a way to turn that off, which is what it is, because people are like, oh, they're listening. And I'm like, it's just AdSense, But to me, I kind of like that, because when
Oh my goodness.
I do, because think about it. You're looking at one company, right? And you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to get that. That looks good. But then you get reminded, and you see other companies that might be doing the same thing. So you kind of get a better deal, and it'll help you remember. And I know people are like, oh, that's getting in your minds, and they're trying to control. But I'm like, are they there? It's really helping me.
Oh my goodness. It's like a reminder. Girl, you're supposed to go get those glasses.
Right. It's like a reminder. But now I'm seeing all these eyeglass adverts from different companies. I wanted to go with Zlol or whatever, but now I'm going with, this one over here, Lens Crafters. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I can understand how people, they feel like, oh, they're just trying to get me. But it's like, isn't that what technology is supposed to do? It's supposed to help you make things easier for your life. And people get all Big Brother with it. Even though it is, but it's like,
intrusive. You don't think that it's intrusive if I happen to be looking for something? So this is what makes it crazy. When people are like, oh, I had this pop-up meme with this girl with a big booty. I'm like, because that's what you look at. And they were like, no, I didn't understand. I'm like, because that's what you look at. Because they send you stuff that you have a pattern of looking at. Like, they gather your information. So it's kind of like, it's intrusive. Because it's like, if I want to look at these certain things, and now I'm on the train watching Instagram, and all of a sudden, a big booty pops up twerking. It's like, oh, where did that come from?
I know. I know. Well, I'm glad my algorithm is set to food, because I get nothing but great food recipes, looking at food, all types of stuff like that. So let us know definitely in the chat room if you like the AdSense, if you like it when your phone knows what you're looking for.
You think they just nosy.
Right. Or they,
not you be like.
and that's what it does come down to. It's like, what is they actually using this information for, which a lot of times they say they're just selling it to companies to market to you. That's, the big thing. We're in a capitalist society, so they're always going to want us to spend money. And obviously, staying on these apps is generating the money. So, I think that's what, the big conspiracy is. But I don't know. I like it. You guys let us know, especially for Christmas, right? I'm like looking at all these different electronics and stuff. I'm getting all these ads. So let us know in the comments. We are done for the day. Um, Yay, right? Everybody that is going to Comedy in Harlem, I cannot wait to see you there tomorrow. It's going to be so much fun. It was such a great atmosphere and vibe last time we were there. So shout out to Jamie and all of them at Comedy in Harlem, 508 East. I don't know the street. It's on our page. We're going to be posting today. Definitely, we can't wait to see you. Make sure you follow us throughout the break. We'll be putting up little posts here and there. We should be back in the new year. B-Love, do you have anything coming up or doing? You're having your show tonight, right?
Yep, show tonight, 7:30 at LGL Real Talk. We're going to be talking that ish, guys. Make sure you come through and check it out. And I will see you guys tomorrow, Comedy in Harlem. Senny, thank you so much for letting me rock out with you today.
No, thank you for being here. I can't do it without you, girl.
Oh, girl, I'm always here for it and you.
Yes,
and
thank
all
you.
the chatties in the room, love you guys. Hope to see you guys out tomorrow. Everyone have a fabulous hump day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, Senny.
Yes, bye, guys. Have a great hump day. Have a great Christmas. See you guys later.
It's okay, it's alright. I got
Shawn Harvey Morning Show feature.
What if your skin was the proof? There's some hard things you'll go through, and the game is rigged to make sure you lose. What you say is true. Maybe it's 'cause you're blind. Maybe it's 'cause of that. Maybe it's 'cause the power in you seems to threaten us. Maybe it's 'cause you're blind. They want you trapped. They want you living in a world where you feel less, like you're less than them. Yeah. Like you're less than anyone. But you're no less than them. No less than
Every time I leave that house, I feel like I leave with doubt. I can never leave without mama telling me about what's been happening to him. Cause they all match with my skin, and that could have been my kin, but they put him in a bin. Either that or a bid. Cause he's black, he's a kid. Look at the conditions we are in. We get so wrapped up, caught up in the rapture, judging others when we all live in sin. Where do I begin? Man, the story never ends. I'm discouraged by my own melanin. Isn't that a shame? Look at the progress that we made, yet it's still not a damn thing changed.